Eddie Jones has wasted little time in dropping hints as to how he will deploy his England side for the 3 autumn internationals against Argentina, Australia and Samoa, with players returning from the British and Irish Lions tour potentially being rested and new faces stepping up to stake their 2019 Rugby World Cup claim. 2 uncapped players are included in Jones' training squad in Exeter Chiefs back row Sam Simmonds and Bath hooker Tom Dunn, while 2 more will join the side as apprentice players in Harlequins fly half Marcus Smith and Bath forward Zach Mercer, who are both internationals in the making. Jones' plans may have been altered slightly late on Wednesday night when both Joe Marler and Nathan Hughes picked up bans for separate incidents in the Wasps vs Harlequins European match last Sunday, although while the former has subsequently been left out of this autumn's squad, the latter is included as his 12-week suspension will expire before England start their campaign. As a result, Jones may now have to depend on players he had hoped to rest, but while chances for slightly less experienced players to impress that were in the plan may now be shelved unless circumstances change along the way. Jones did not name a captain, either, although all suggestions point to the retention of Dylan Hartley as skipper after the Northampton Saints hooker saw a sighting against him dropped in midweek. So with all that in mind, who will start the first autumn international on the 11th of November when England face Argentina? Jack de Menezes selects his squad. 1. Mako Vunipola, one of the players who could do with a rest, given he started all 3 British and Irish Lions tests in the summer before coming straight back into the Saracens side. However, Joe Marler's ban leaves England short on experience at loose head, and while Ellis Gent should see good game time over next month, Vunipola will be needed, too. Dylan Hartley looks set to continue as England captain, and while Jamie George more than deserves his first start in an England shirt, Jones' desire to keep Hartley's leadership skills in the team should see him start at least the games against the Pumas and Argentina. Dylan Hartley has been backed by the RFU as a superb captain despite his latest disciplinary hearing. Getty 3. Dan Cole, Mr. Reliable in the front row who rarely shows any signs of fatigue, such has been his level of performance over the last 7 years. He will relish packing down against the Argentine and Australian front rows. 4. Charlie Ewell's a left field choice that will surprise some, but his form since the Tour of Argentina has caught the eye of Jones and he clearly likes what he sees in the Bath second row, and his inclusion allows him to stake his claim in one of the most talented areas in world rugby, such as England's second row department. 5. Maro Itoje could do with a rest, but Jones is unlikely to discard all of his key players, and the Saracens forward offers so much in talent and versatility that he will be wanted in the trenches against the Pumas and Wallabies. Itoje should come back in at lock after playing in the back row at times. Getty 6. Chris Robshaw. Both Courtney Lawes and Itoje have made compelling cases to start at 6 this season, but no one can match Robshaw's work rate and defensive discipline that has really gained praise from his head coach. With Sam Underhill coming into the side, the back row offers a wonderful balance that should reap rewards immediately. 7. Sam Underhill. He very well could be the answer to Jones' open-side prayers, but after passing tests in Argentina and the Premiership, now comes the big step up for the summer Bath signing. He is a more defensive option than the agile Tom Curry, but he is a nuisance at the breakdown and will slow play down considerably. 8. Nathan Hughes. He will have been relieved to see his ban expire before the first game of the series, which came as to the ears of Jones, who is already without Billy Vunipola. The Wasps forward has managed to step his game up this season, and will be one of the biggest threats to Argentina. 9. Ben Youngs. Danny Kerr is pushing Youngs hard this year after a number of strong performances for Harlequins, but Youngs' link-up with Ford at Leicester will be hugely positive for England, and the pair have already struck up a good combination at Welford Road that will translate to the international scene. Youngs should keep his place ahead of Kerr. Getty 10. George Ford has settled into the England fly-half role supremely well since forming his partnership with Owen Farrell, and he should get the time with ball in hand to show his talents against Argentina. 11. Elliot Daly. It would be good to see Daly get a run out at outside centre for his country, but right now there are other options to try there. Daly simply has to be in the team, and while he would definitely be one of those in contention to be rested, the lack of out-and-out wings in the squad suggests he will be involved. 12. Owen Farrell. Farrell continues to play at fly-half for his club, but Jones likes the Ford-Farrell axis in midfield, and there's no reason why this won't continue against Argentina. Could do with a rest, although he would tell you otherwise. Farrell kicked 17 points in total. Getty 13. Henry Slade. Jonathan Joseph remains the incumbent of the 13 shirt despite his detour with the Lions in the summer, which ultimately did not produce the game time he would have hoped, but Jones has never been afraid to give Joseph a reminder that he needs to play to the highest level, and it would be no surprise if he is shunted out of the side, for Slade, who is in supreme form for Exeter, deserves his chance with England and offers versatility across the midfield. 14. Johnny May. In a ridiculously rich vein of form for Leicester since arriving at Welford Road with 9 tries in 8 matches, and with Jack Nowell out, the time is right for May to be recalled by Jones. 15. Mike Brown. There's a case to argue that either Anthony Watson or Elliot Daly could replace Brown, but the Quins' back has never let down Jones, and that counts for a lot with the Australian. Replacements: 16. Jamie George 17, Ellis Genge 18, Harry Williams 19, Courtney Laws 20, Sam Simmons 21, Danny Kerr 22, Jonathan Joseph 23, Denny Solomona. More about England Rugby Argentina Rugby reuse content.